Hey everyone, it's Ricky again from Route, Rosalato, Rosa Contractors, as well as my podcast, Cleaning and Cocktails. But today, what we're doing is doing our walk and talk, right? The entrepreneur video series that we've just launched. Today I have the pleasure of walking around his home facility here, Dave Slocum from SIA Agency. I'm super stoked for this one, guys. The story of this small business, not only because myself, I use him, I work with him, he's a partner for us, but I've seen him go from, just on his own, which you'll hear about the story, to where he's at today. I mean, you guys get ready for the space. It's a beautiful, beautiful office. Dave, thank you so much for having us.
My name's Dave Slocum. I'm the president of SIA Insurance Group. Welcome to our office. When you go to most insurance agencies and they're doing well, I'm sure they're making money, but things generally don't change. They stay the same for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They've had the same staplers, the same chairs. We're continually investing in our company, and you'll see that throughout. So we have, our wall here when customers come in, when vendors come in, when carriers come in, it just makes a statement. And then here's our office. One of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to place a pretty big emphasis on our conference room. We actually had a walnut table planed. It's live edge. One of our contractors did it. And the reason, again, that we wanted to do this is because of the fact that when we have clients in here, we want them to remember us. We want them to feel what we're trying to bring to the table. And that is a proactive insurance agency that's different than most of the other insurance agencies that maybe you run into. Here's our bell. When you write a nice big account, we ring it, we celebrate it, because we believe that anytime you have success, it should be celebrated. Success generally takes a lot of hard work. So that's just a little thing that we do to kind of just keep the morale up.
You know what I always talk about? Brand recognition, recognizing who you are as a company. As I'm here, I complimented Dave when I walked in because, it's
not what you expect.
It's not what you expect.
Right.
It's cool to walk into these other small business offices and facilities because I already know the direction that Dave's going in with his business.
Innovative.
This thing, it speaks for itself.
So here's our producer section. It's kind of the hotel setup. So what we've done is we've invested in laptops, in phone systems, and thankfully we did it before COVID. That allowed us seamlessly to move remote when we had to. But they can come in and they can just simply plug in, and then it just allows them to come in, get what they need to get done, get what they need from their account manager, and go back out and continue to build relationships. So that's what we focus on in this area of the office.
When you first got into the industry, did you envision having an office space like this?
No, I didn't. Actually, a quick story. So not too many people choose insurance, right?
Just like nobody chooses cleaning companies,
right? Insurance chooses the person. That's kind of the way that goes, and I'm no different. So my stepdad had an agency. He built it up. He sold it in the 90s, and in 2005, I'm graduating from Illinois State. Illinois State has a very well-known school of insurance called the Katie School of Insurance. And the reason it's known nationally is because of the fact that country companies and State Farm are headquartered there.
Okay.
So they invest a ton of money into it. So my stepdad has an agency. My first week, I'm the first full-time employee when he restarts his agency in 2005. My first week, 2 weeks actually, I was working in my mom and stepdad's basement, okay? So a couple weeks later, we got an office, but it was humble beginnings. And then what we wanted to do when we moved here a couple years ago is we just wanted to build an environment that people were excited to come to. So here, the other thing that we do that makes us a bit different, besides being extremely proactive in terms of everything we do, continually reinvest. So we reinvest in our business. It may be technology, it may be new screens, it may be better screens for eyes, it may be you want 3 screens, we're gonna give you 3 screens if you think that's gonna make you more efficient. Every single desk is a sit-stand desk, and we wanna make sure that our employees understand that we care, because that obviously goes a long way. So over here is sales, and over here are the account managers. And the account managers in general are handling 95 to 98% of all the service. I don't want our salespeople, our producers, handling that end of things. We want them, again, out.
Yeah. So it's a
here,
handoff.
out. Exactly. Yeah. It's working together.
You know, I'm a big fan of word walls, guys.
Yes,
You guys know that.
I do know that. I've been to your office.
What are these words of wisdom we got here?
So the top one, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I know that I can go pretty fast by myself. I know that I cannot go far without all of these other people. So I want people to understand that. The other word that I'm thinking about adding is apathy. And the reason why I'm thinking about adding apathy somewhere is because that is the number one reason why a client leaves a broker. They don't feel like you care. It is very easy if you follow our SIA Insurance 360 system to show that you care, to be involved. So that's one other one that I'm thinking about throwing on that wall.
And I could attest to that, right?
Yeah.
Like even because you guys all on my side. My mother is an HR director. She's the one who's always in charge and dealing with Dave and Caitlin and the team. She's like, Rick, there's moments that you will reach out and we didn't even expect to reach out.
Right.
But it's almost just a reminder, like, hey, this is coming up.
Right.
Let's prep for this.
Exactly.
Here's the checklist. Again, we're in a position where sometimes we're just like, oh, we have to reach out to you. And that's not the case.
And that will never happen. And if that happens with our clients, that's a problem. Because this business for way too long, the buying process has been backwards and it's all reactionary.
Yeah.
What we're all about is proactive, but that's how we stay on top of it. That's how we keep the finger on the pulse of the business. Let's go this way through the kitchen, a collaborative space. Again, simple things, beverage fridge. So you come in, you want to take a break, you want to have a Spindrift or an iced tea or a Gatorade or a beer or something like that.
Can we recognize how organized and very clean and concise this looks over here?
Did I mention I have OCD?
Dude, this, oh my God.
So actually, I'm going to turn you around. You know, over here, we want to have fun. We have the shuffleboard. Again, we haven't used this as much over the last year because of everyone's favorite word, the COVID word. But usually Thursday, Friday afternoon before COVID, have a couple beers, hang out, kind of decompress, build that camaraderie, maybe have a game on, whatever it may be.
Dave, I like that word decompress, man. Because think about it, you're a small business here, right? We're not a big corporate where you see the big corporate companies that have, they're able to have a lot more things within their environment.
Right.
But it's the little things like this that I feel like this builds camaraderie.
Totally.
Right? Like you're able to get to know your staff.
Yeah.
But then there's that line between, hey,
correct.
You work hard, you play hard.
Exactly. Right? I want people to come here and I want them to know we value what they do. We want them to be happy here. We want them to want to come to work. And it's little things.
Not that, I got little goosebumps, right? Because it feels intimate.
Yeah.
And I feel like your people, I got to believe, I could even probably ask them myself, that their decisions matter.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you've got it so compact and separated, but yet collaborative where they're not just a number.
Absolutely.
Right?
No. And they never will be.
All right. Well, Dave, thank you so much for taking us through the space. I wanted to do these type of series and these type of on-site tours of facilities and offices, warehouses, wherever the case is, to showcase the small businesses especially here in Chicago, right? These are the guys and girls and entrepreneurs that are building businesses from the ground up, right? And again, what a better way to get an idea of who somebody is, what the company stands for, what the brand is, than walking on site in their home, in their facility, and getting the inside look, because it's all about what's happening behind the scenes for everybody to understand the small business community is the foundation of this country, and it's what's going to push the economy forward. So Dave, again, thanks, my man. Thanks for bringing us through.
Thanks for having me. You got to ring.
If you got a bell in your office,
you got to ring.
It's got to be wrong.
Yeah,
right.
But you got to sell something. You sold something.
I've been selling every day. What do you mean? If you wanted me to get technical, I won a couple of accounts.
All right, let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
I got 3 new route customers, and we sold a 36 location account for Rose Lotto.
Done.
Boom!